Your Country 1039 KGRT, Nico Moon, and Good Time. Love that song.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Our question of the day brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And here we are, the final day of 2025. Yes, today is 366th day of this year. The leap year. Remember that? Yeah, extra day in there. But here on the last day, as we look forward to 2025, let us look back once again and keep the whole mood in a positive way. Yeah, absolutely. Because I am looking for a good time in 2025 with some good positive stuff. But if we have to think back on this past year, could you name one positive moment that you had this past year? I talked about accomplishments yesterday, and some of the things that maybe you had set as goals. That was cool, but, maybe you didn't get those goals. But there's got to be at least one moment in the past year that you can say was a positive thing. And I've got a couple in here, but I'm going to throw this one out there because this was actually a whole lot of fun because it has to do with video games. Started streaming on my Twitch channel, and I was able to finish a game that I had actually started 30 years ago. This might be a goal. It wasn't really a goal that I had this year. I just wanted to go ahead and do it. But I streamed it. I finished it. It was a really cool thing because this last section of the game, I thought it's going to take me at least 2 or 3 tries to get through it. And I did it on the first try. Very, very happy camper. And I don't know. It seems silly maybe to a lot of people, but for me, that was really a good thing that happened to me this year. And it's just a personal thing. I liked it. It was fun. And that's mine. What about you? This past year, 366 days, there's got to be a positive moment in there somewhere. So can you name one positive moment that you had this past year? Maybe it's a little something that doesn't mean much to everybody else, but to you, it was a good thing. Yeah, absolutely. And then we can look for our good times and more positive moments in 2025. So go ahead and let me know your answers for our question of the day. Name one positive moment you had in this past year as we look back on the last 366 days. Call it in or text it in at 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages on Facebook and YouTube. You can always head over there and put in your comments and let me know your answers for our question of the day, which is brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Okay. And we are exclusively up on our social media pages right now. And of course, just looking for some answers. Looking for some positivity, the power of positivity, as it were, to go ahead and welcome in the new year that is 2025. So I ask you today, name one positive moment that you had in this past year of 2024. Yeah, go ahead and let me know your answers. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and see what is going on in and around the world these days because, want to keep up with things. And we'll start off by asking this question. Why do we sing Auld Lang Syne on New Year's Eve? Well, a little something you can throw out for trivia tonight. Recently, the Lone Star NYE had an article, and they asked that question. And the popular New Year's Eve song is a Scottish poem written by Robert Burns in 1788, and it is traditionally sung at midnight on New Year's Eve to bid farewell to the old year. And the phrase Auld Lang Syne translates to old long since, basically for old time's sakes. Yeah, basically, that's why we sing it on New Year's Eve. Let's see. How about, speaking of more New Year's Eve stuff, you know about the ball, we know about the chili, but what about the Peep? Yeah, a 400-pound Peeps chick is to be dropped on New Year's Eve. The Valley Ledger says this sheep will be dropped at New Year's Eve in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It is 4 feet 9 inches tall. Just Born Inc. Is headquarters in the city and makes Peeps among other treats. And their New Year's Eve party will also include some fireworks as well. So there you go, a giant Peep dropping down. That is so cool. And a New Year's Eve resolution bingo board is going viral. ABC says Philadelphia a woman named Camille Smith is going viral because she uses a bingo board to fulfill her New Year's resolutions. She marks each accomplishment with an X for accountability, and the bingo board helps her to stay engaged with her goals. The strategy involves breaking down big goals into smaller milestones for added motivation. There you go. That's actually not a bad idea. Write down a few positive things onto a bingo board and, I don't know, mark them off as you go along. Could you get a bingo at the end of the year? That I think is pretty good as well. And else, according to a survey of divorce lawyers, the first regular Monday in January is the day when most people start divorce proceedings because, well, new year, new start. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. And if you're still thinking about resolutions for the year, according to an article by the Business Standard, read more or listen is the top New Year's resolution. Make a budget, say no to drinking alcohol, learn a new language, and engage in some professional networking. Those are all great goals and great things to look forward to in the new year. But right now, we are looking back on 2024. All 366 days, remember, it was a leap year, right? So go ahead and let me know, or one positive moment. Name one positive moment that you had this past year, even if it's a really small one, because the small things matter. And you could definitely think about that positive moment and head into the new year of 2025 with the power of positivity, right? Yeah, go ahead and let me know your answers. Once again, name one positive moment you had this past year. Call it in, text it in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And Happy New Year.